I was in a call where people were like looking up like memes and things of like to look at it in a historical sense. And they were looking at the page for the game, like, you lost the
Oh,
game.
I
yeah.
just got this sense the other day. By the way, all of you just lost.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Key.
they were like, "Oh, that's so oh, that okay, well that's so dumb." And I'm like, "You guys don't get it. You lost the game." And they're like, "It's well, what's the big deal?"
Did you
Like
lost the game? Where's your
you
where's your ambition in wanting to win?
these kids today don't have ambition.
Yeah, apparently
I
not if they
guess
just take losing the game in stride.
all they do is try to enact social change, but they don't care about the game.
Priorities.
God, their priorities.
Am I right?
Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Well, let's get out of your head and into the game.
Please.
Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast where Ayn Wye and Keyframe wonder about random drivel. We are a few minutes early, but this transition was too good to miss it.
It was too good. You know what? I agree. The transition was too good. That adds to your points towards you winning against your mortal enemy today.
So, because yes.
Yeah, because apparently I'm the judge according
Yes.
to us before we went live.
Don't
so
look down on me.
I have to decide who wins at the end of this.
Because it is.
I don't know how you win at the. I don't know how you win at the awkward cast. I feel like we all lose at different increments.
So
but
who loses less is the winner. Because yeah, for anybody
it's a
not
race to
in
second
the
place because
know,
I lost the most.
for anybody not in the know for long time, it has been established that this man up here is my official arch nemesis. I have one, and it's him. I hope it goes both ways, right? You don't.
I don't think about you when you're not around.
Whoa! That is so fucking cold.
I'm feeling like Joker in the Lego Batman movie.
In the Lego Batman movie, like
That was so mean.
God, that was.
Oh,
Wow.
but yeah, since our YouTube days,
That is. I'm sorry. That's just devastating.
That is devastating.
I don't know how I would.
understand why I don't get invited back more often.
And also, you just
probably
I don't
peaked,
think about you.
Yeah, it
not
probably
around.
peaked 9 years ago in the Princess Dream of Magic Sheep collab.
Magnum opus.
Magnum opus, indeed. But yeah, immortal enemies ever since. But beyond being my declared mortal enemy, do please tell all those people who are not aware of you, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
I like that
And
we
of
haven't
course
said their name yet.
Oh yeah, hi Canned Cream.
It's fine. They can read it.
They can read.
I saw one person in the chat call me canned corn. That's fine too.
Canned corn is also not bad, yeah.
Canned corn's good.
But yeah, for obvious reasons, I bring up your YouTube channel, which has not had anything in 4
It's
years.
just, no.
But you got the branding.
Should I bring up your Tumblr? Is it? Wait, we did this last time. I brought up your Tumblr
And there
and
was
something
there were
jiggled
some
there.
things.
Let me
I
open
don't.
it first.
It really is a Russian roulette. I don't remember what's
Do you
on
want
there
to
recently.
gamble? Are you a gambling
I
man?
am a gambling man right now, so I go to the Tumblr page. I guess, do I go on archive mode? Okay, nothing is immediately triggered. But I guess at this point, due to YouTube not being your main point of output, I guess it's, yeah, your Tumblr is. And
Yeah.
I mean, you are basically still my curator of Tumblr.
Yeah.
Like,
I still get those notifications where it's like a block of like 20 things of A and Y liked this, reblogged this, liked this, reblogged this.
Ayn Wye checked in Tumblr this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything openly pornographic on it.
And
for
it
a
wasn't
while.
openly pornographic last time either, but it was some GIF, I believe some anime GIF with a lot of jiggling. If you get my drift.
It was suggestive.
But yeah,
Just like the opening of this podcast was.
But still, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, they really shouldn't by this point. I don't do anything anymore. I'm kind of solely in the private sector. But once upon a time, I did have a series of MLP analysis videos, which is how we all met in the first place when,
It's actually
that
true.
space was much smaller and a little more communal. It's still
Yeah.
good to see how big that fandom is and how much content is still being created today. Like
I know,
all these
right?
years after the show ended.
Yeah, it's crazy. I get to see so much of it in action in oh god, a week.
We
At Everfree.
we don't talk about G5 at this on this podcast.
I like G5.
Technically,
We
yeah,
talked about-
but it's fun. Like Ken was like, yeah, after the show has ended,
Oh,
because
Okay,
there was
well-
nothing noteworthy after the show ended.
Nope. Nope. Nothing happened after that.
Ah,
so
I do
mean.
have a potential project coming in down the works, podcast that I
Oh.
am working on that I'm hoping to flesh out later on this year.
You know what
but-
this means? We can have official beef with another podcast. Yes, we've been wanting this for so long.
And if things go to plan, I would actually like to have you guys on it at some point.
Yeah.
like at the same time or separately.
Oh, what?
Either
You don't
or.
want both of us to?
It could work either
both
way.
of- I
I make
want-
no promises yet.
I feel like it would be fun to have one that is like the whatever podcast featuring the awkward cast. We're not even ourselves. We're just the entity.
The awkward-
We bring the layout with us. That's the
Yeah.
webcam.
That's called cross-brand promotion.
Yeah,
It's called a fight in a game.
yeah. I mean, Nostalgia Critic and AVGN did it very successfully first, like at least most prominently. Mm-hmm. So
I
yeah,
mean,
this
half
is
the reason I got as popular as I did was because of you mentioning some of my videos and some of your earlier videos too.
Yeah.
do I apologize or do I?
You created your own enemy.
The
So,
real
yeah,
apology should come to me.
that's
or
true.
make it. I mean, you wronged me, canned corn, if that is your real name. I made you a whole ass puppet, and you used it once on a video that's not even on your channel.
No, okay. I did at least pay you, so you got the
I know
monetary.
you
back.
paid me, but it's the principle.
But yes, that is true. You did make me a bunch of puppets, and they're very nice, and I never used them.
But yeah, it's like here still. I believe it must have been right after this video because this still seems to use the old puppet.
Yeah, it's. Oh god, it is like it's like an
was-
announcement video. It might not even be up anymore because it was an announcement for another project.
Yeah, it was on a
Forgot to
Brawny Buck video that you used it.
And it's like, okay, yeah, after this one, I'll
Oh,
because I thought about like, well, how do I want to transition to using this not, flash
Tony
maker
Zhao
thing?
puppet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not an announcement.
So I thought the funniest thing to be would just to be barely acknowledge it at all and just do the change and then just never mention it again and then just focus on that. But then that's when the major burnout happened, and it's like I'm just going to take a week off, then I'll get back to it. I'll take 2
And
weeks
the-
off, then I'll get back to it, and then it's like,
And
oh,
just
I'm
like
done.
when you reach the age of 40, it just repeats over and over.
You disintegrate into dust. Yes.
What?
It was just me wagging my
Yeah,
finger.
but I also just now saw what you posted in the shared.
They're ferrets.
Yes, but can I even show this because it's a YouTube short? So if I show it, it feels almost like what's it called?
Because
content set.
your second mortal enemy is YouTube Shorts. The concept.
Oh no! But I mean like because I'm now
Aw.
basically showing the video
Yeah.
in the entirety,
Aw.
fair use and stuff. Yui boing. Yeah,
that's so
just
cute.
I just wanted to share these ferrets. They're funny looking.
They are funny looking ones. So I guess at the very least we should point out that it's Fuffy Ferrets. Fuffy.
It's not fluffy.
Oh,
They make
Fuffy.
that very clear. It's
Fuffy
Fuffy.
Fuffy. Oh, they form a heart shape. So they have.
I just like
13
I like
ferrets?
his fucking hands. Just like hell, yeah, because their friends came over to visit, and so they already have like 5.
Oh wait, it's rotating. Oh my god, this is the second one.
Yeah, well, yes, it loops. That's what it does.
How many of them are food? All of them are food.
Well, that one's
Well, Ouija
cheap,
isn't.
and cheap is supposed to be like, but his full name is Potato Cheap. So like a potato chip. So Ouija's the only one that's not a food. Well, I guess Celis and Terra, unless you eat dirt. Or the concept of space.
Okay. No, where's my... There. So I guess I just linked the entire channel down there.
Yes.
To
you
make
can
up
link
for...
their TikTok. That's probably... So that way you don't have to think about YouTube shorts again.
It's fine. Fuffy Ferrets. I don't even have... I think... I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube shorts are just... YouTube desperately trying to get their piece of cake of the...
Chris, don't call me. I'm doing my podcast.
But hey, you haven't been doing this podcast for years or something.
Okay, the reason why he's calling me is that he's currently at a con with our friend Tia, Glitchy Bits, and Tia gifted me a commission from Steven Silver, who is the creator and character designer for stuff like Kim Possible and the Clerks animated series.
Oh, that is awesome design. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, so they may have called to be like, hey, we want to see your reaction to this, because they were like, hey, do you want to be drawn in the Clerk style? It's like, fuck yeah, I want to be drawn in the Clerk style. Mm-hmm. I love the Clerks animated series. It's one of my favorite things. I quote up yours, Matt Damon, way too much for someone who doesn't know Matt Damon. But yes, so I guess we've fully gone through who Canned Cream is, the enigma that is.
By talking about ferrets. And
by
the
talking
future
about
podcast,
ferrets.
do we already have a name for it?
It is a podcast that I originally tried to do a couple of years ago. It kind of fizzled out, but I'm reusing the title because I like the title and because it's not trademarked. It's going to be the Detuned podcast. It's going to be focusing around cartoons, the animation industry, and everything in there about.
This fits me very well.
The first script that I have fully done that I just now need to sit down and record, the format is going to be me and 1 to 2 guests. If you've ever listened to a podcast like Last Podcast or The Left or Behind the Bastards, it's set up similarly like that. I am going to be telling a story with another person who's not heard it, who can then react to it and provide their own thoughts, insights, reactions. The very first one is going to be about a famous cartoonist by the name of Thomas Nast, who helped bring down one of the most corrupt politicians that New York has ever had, a man named Boss Tweed, back in the late 1800s. It is a actually very fascinating story, complete with some of the most rife corruption you've ever seen, jailbreaks. And
you want us to be a guest on this show?
Not for that episode. I have a historical friend for that one, but just for an example of what it's going to be like, it's just things about the industry, about the history of it, about important figures within it, because I just find all that very fascinating. I think there's a lot of great stories to tell.
I hear you. I guess you already have lined up Abby Rhodey as a potential guest as well?
Anyone who's anybody that I know. It's like, hey, you want to join me on a podcast?
Oh, you have the exact tone I do when I get guests for this show.
I will find something fitting that I think you guys will enjoy when the time comes.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Or it won't. We'll see.
So is that so is that all you've been up to as well? This being in the private.
Basically, switched careers a couple of times. I'm working from home now. I'm really enjoying that, making decent money. I have started doing a serious exercise routine. I'm getting in better shape. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling so shamed already. How dare you?
No, I'm doing great. Also, I'm going to show these off. Hold on. I got to take my headphones off because the cord's really short.
Now we can truly shit talk him.
I don't generally buy merchandise, but I caved in and I decided to get some
Luna
Hell of a Boss merch. Exactly.
Nice.
So those are sitting up on my tat shelf over here that you can't see with all my other various
they can be friends.
Hell yeah.
It's also a what are they called? Acrylic standee, but it's stuck to the wall because I had an open spot there and I'm running out of shelf space for standees. So
I generally don't buy like merch, but because
this is not working.
I can now.
Very bad.
Self-indulgence.
Yeah. Oh no, I broke everything. I'm at an
That
angle
could
now
also
for the
be
rest of
name
the show.
podcast. Every time I'm on here, there's some kind of like technical problem.
Oh no, this is just every time.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
But yeah, then. Oh.
Yes.
Is this for showing off or you're muted? Or you hit the switch or something.
Yay, technical
You can
problems.
share it.
I ask no.
But no, yeah, up yours, Matt Damon. I love it. Though the way they did the shirt, I look so much like that fucking character from Star Trek.
Tendi.
Tendi? Oh, yeah,
Yes, Tendi.
Lower Decks. Okay.
The best character of Lower Decks.
Yes, the best character of Lower Decks. I'm saying with the little line on the shirt here, it looks like the ensign uniform. And it's just... I love it. But yes.
But you know what that means, right?
What? Why do you still have this?
Because it's in the fan art. It's in the fan art folder, and I still
It's
haven't
not
used
fan
it.
art.
I made it, and I'm a fan of Tandy and you. So there's a Tandy you crossover.
Which one's the drawing? I can't tell.
You're muted again. Your entire thing since the face palm is not audible.
Oh no.
Chrissy may need to get a new.
You back.
Chrissy may need to get a new cord for this Yeti very soon. But I was gonna say that got you a point on the competition because you said you were a fan of me, and that's the closest thing to a compliment I'm ever gonna get from you.
I said I liked your hair.
I know you already got a point. I'm saying it's neck and neck. It could be anyone's game.
Is this entire competition really only about pleasing you, or
yes.
Okay, because I was afraid that he already got a point for having his life so well together with workout routine and everything.
You know, now that you added that, I do respect that.
I'll take those points.
No!
Add them to the list.
But you have to admit, I'm better at self-sabotaging.
That is true.
So is that a point?
And that makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah. But if it's self-sabotaging, should he lose a point for that to be in theme?
Wow! Wow! Somebody brought their 8 game today.
Every day, baby.
It's still I feel like it just keeps balancing it out like yin and yang. So the next point I guess goes to whoever has the better media. So Can Cream, you should what have you been consuming?
Oh,
and
boy.
maybe if you have a trash opinion, your points may go down. We'll see.
Well, the only opinions I have are trash opinions. Getting a handicap here.
Wrong podcast. The Trash Taste podcast is a different one. Also a good one, but it's not us. So sorry to disappoint.
Well, don't advertise for him then.
Damn it.
Also shush. We could be fooling people that we're
Totally.
a bunch of like British Australian guys of different ethnicities in Japan doing a podcast.
Exactly, and not 4 white. I mean, we were not even all Americans, but 2/3 of us are.
Yeah, so I'm sure we've been fooling people, and I don't want them to get betrayed, or know of the betrayal. But no, Cam, what did you bring for media today?
I thought about this for the 2 days I was aware I was going to be on this week podcast. I've been going through a couple of different things. I'm trying to decide which one I actually want to talk about. Like, for example, I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters. That was a lot of fun, but I don't have a lot to really say about it, especially because it's brand new and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who might still want to see it. I and a group of friends, we've been going chronologically through the James Bond series. That's been a lot of fun, but
That's fascinating.
I mean, we can talk about that if you want to sit and talk about James Bond for a couple of minutes.
Sure. I mean, that just sounds like an interesting marathon to do, because you see quality, dip,
Oh, that puts me at a
and back up.
You know
It's
what?
like
Yeah,
a roller
let's-
coaster.
challenge how to display this appropriately. But I believe I found a way. Thank you, Google, for once again doing the work for me.
All right, you know what?
Hooray!
Let me-
Thank you, Big Google.
So especially if you watch them in chronological order.
Oh yeah, and we are, of course, as you do, adding in the Austin Powers movies as they become relevant.
Nice.
I mean, yes. Who wouldn't?
The thought process there being like, because they're kind of James Bond direct parodies, seeing how they fit in with the timeline. Like last night, we just did Spy Who Shagged Me, because that's where we are chronologically, like 1999. Which means for the Bond films, we've gone from Doctor No all the way through Tomorrow Never Dies. We're up to Pierce Brosnan now.
Yeah.
You're up to what's the Bond song for that one?
Or Tomorrow
'cause
Never
he-
Dies. Nothing good.
Nothing good. I mean, the last good Bond song was "Live and Let Die."
Which I did not know was a Bond song until we got to Live and Let Die.
Oh, you wouldn't consider the song that has a random reggaeton bit to be a Bond song? That
I
song
knew
will always
of the
make me
song.
laugh, of just like, all this beautiful crescendos, and then, what is it matter to you if you got a job to do? It's like, what? Who are you? Where are you from?
Live and Let Die was a banger of an opening, that's true.
Oh no, it is a
was-
banger opening.
One of the best ones.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Tomorrow
Like,
Never
I-
Dies was just some pop artist like singing about, literally also singing the title. I believe the song is also Tomorrow Never Dies.
A lot of them are like that. A lot of them.
I
just
mean,
kinda
yeah,
name
the opening to
titles and-
Skyfall is just Skyfall.
Yeah, who did do Tomorrow Never
Let's-
Dies song?
Let's see.
Yeah, who did
I'm on
sing
the
that
Wiki-
one? Because it was,
I'm on
it
the
was
wi-
Sheryl
I'm on
Crow.
the Wikipedia. Let's see.
It was Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, and it
Really?
it is
The girl who sang the song for the Cars movie? Is
What a career.
Exactly.
What a career.
It is so forgettable. But a lot of these are. And a lot of them feature silhouettes of girls jumping on trampolines and pointing guns.
Yeah?
Yep.
It's a weird recurring thing, which I don't know if it's on purpose.
Austin Powers didn't have much work to do to create a parody of the opening.
Really didn't.
I mean, wasn't it the Daniel Craig movies that actually started treating women as people for the James Bond things?
I mean, they still got
It's-
killed. They
they still got... Yes, but that's an egalitarian thing. Men, women, they, thems, they can all die.
But if it's a good
And-
old fridging, then it's still problematic.
We have decided that James Bond is actually an incubus who steals the life force of women through his penis, and that's why they all die every time they have sex with him.
No!
Oh,
Oh, shit.
that makes so much sense, though.
Doesn't it though? Weirdly?
Oh, you unraveled that. So
Wow.
how is Dennis Quaid Bond then surviving? Because
Huh.
he's not. Then again, I have to admit I only watched Casino Royale, I believe, which but as you pointed out, now he is less of a shameless womanizer. So is he?
Yeah.
Is he not getting his woman per movie? Oh, then again, you haven't reached them yet. You are still at Brosnan.
I was about to say, like, is the reason why George Lazenby was only in one Bond movie is because he couldn't seduce more than one woman?
Okay, all right. So I want to talk about this for a second. George Lazenby
Oh,
on
okay,
Her Majesty's
okay.
Secret Service
Ah.
is a shockingly good Bond movie, despite how stupid it is.
I mean, this is the poster, which is
yes.
a look.
Oh no!
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No, I-
no.
unironically love this one because at the end of this, Bond does actually settle down. He marries the girl, and then she just gets blown away. She gets shot in the head.
Oh yeah, it
And
says at the end here, the villains commit a drive-by shooting. And then-
yes. There was like an actual. The movie ends on such a downer, sad note as Bond is like clutching the dead body of his new wife and like telling a cop that pulled up to see this, like, she's just sleeping, she'll be all right, and the movie just like ends and it's so dark.
Jeez.
Whereas like every movie before this ends with like James Bond banging a girl in a boat or something.
But how many times? No, I think of it. He has been married more than one, right? In another one, I
No,
believe,
this is
he also
this.
got.
So,
Did,
and so far, sorry, go ahead. Go
wasn't there another one where he also got married and then the next movie started with her dying?
No, Bond is married only once in
this
Her
is-
Majesty's Secret Service to Teresa Tracy DeVincenzo, but their marriage ends tragically when she is killed on their wedding day by Bond's nemesis, Ernst Starvo Blofeld.
And
guess
so
spoilers.
this gets brought up multiple times. Like his dead wife gets brought up in like 4 other movies past this. It's a major plot point at times. So it's not something they swept under the rug, despite the fact that Lazenby didn't come back for another movie.
Huh.
I'm curious, what's the worst rated James Bond movie?
Oh, the worst rated one, I can tell you this. It is the one where Connery came back and just did like one more movie. Was it
A View to Kill? Or?
View to a Kill? A View to a Kill. Nothing
Ooh.
happens. It is basically a remake of Thunderball, and it is boring. It is the worst kind of bad. It is just boring. And Connery is way too old. He's barely cares that he's there. You can tell it's like they just
not-
finally
you mean
offered him
Roger
enough
Moore.
money.
Yeah, it's the final Roger Moore
That's not Connery yet.
Bond.
Or
Yeah,
it's-
Sean Connery.
no.
Here's the thing. No, you're
what am I
thinking of
thinking of?
Diamonds Are Forever. That's the
Am I thinking
last
of
one
Okay,
that's the last one Sean Connery did. Sean Connery did
You're right.
Diamonds Are Forever after George Lazenby lost his wife.
Yeah.
And then it became Roger Moore, and then Timothy Dalton for 2 movies, then Pierce Brosnan, and now we're still at Daniel Craig. For however
Yeah.
long Daniel Craig will still be with us. He's not dead.
Rest in peace, Daniel.
Yeah, but he's probably having more fun playing Blanche.
Yeah.
Blanche. What's his first name? But Blanche, the Knives Out detective.
Benoit.
Benoit Blanche.
Ben.
Yeah, Benoit Blanche.
Yeah.
From the Knives Out. So.
Oh man, I want more of those movies. Those are really good.
Yeah, they are fun. They're great fun.
They need to make a Muppet one. I want
do-
Knives
yes.
Out with Muppets, where
Yes.
Daniel Craig is the only human amongst a bunch of Muppets.
Somebody
Never
pitch
addressed.
this. Somebody pitch this to whoever needs to hear that.
It's a fantastic idea. I mean, I don't know what you would call it. One's called Knives Out, one's called Glass Onion. I don't know. Would the next one be called Waka Waka? I don't know. It's just... But I want this. More Muppets should be in more things. Every movie would be better if a Muppet
With
was in it.
Yes. One real
Look,
person, one real actor, then Muppets.
I mean,
Yes.
just look at the Thor series. They have one Muppet, and they are the flagship of their murder porn franchise.
Exactly.
That was the point you were raising, right?
Yes.
It's
I
a
fully believe that I think it was Linkin Park that cameoed in a Saw movie. Would not have been in there if they did not know that they're... Yes, did you not know that Linkin Park cameoed in a Saw movie? They were like the opening death.
I mean,
It was basically like, if I remember correctly, it was like one band member was on the wall, one was inside of a car, one was under the car, and the thing was, it was basically like a Rube Goldberg from hell, that the person struggling in the car caused the car to veer onwards to hit the guy who's against the wall, and it drags the person under it, and the impact kills the other guy, or something like that. but it was like, why are you here?
Is
Who
this
did you piss off?
is this pre or post Chester?
This is Chester's still there.
Oh man.
Which Saw movie had? Here's the thing: it's either Linkin Park or Green Day. It's one of those emo bands, you know.
Weirdest celebrity cameos, like, ne?
Oh
like
yes, it's in Saw. It's in Saw 3D.
Okay, I didn't see that one. That's
Oh, yeah.
why I fell off by that point.
Like with Daniel Craig being the stormtrooper that Ray sends out of the room to drop the gun.
Yeah.
Which also you can only know if you know, because you can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta love those cameos.
Or what was the other one that just came to mind with? Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. Yeah. God,
He was the
should save
invisible
that
guy.
for-
Did you not recognize him?
No, I recognize.
No, because
I mean, I also.
Ken has just a confused expression, like, yeah, Brad Pitt was the invisible guy. Didn't you recognize him? Like, without shitting. The invisible guy was actually played
when
by
he
Brad Pitt
became visible after
for a
he
second.
died, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I also love the Matt Damon cameo because he was in such heavy makeup you would not have noticed that Matt Damon was there.
Oh yeah,
as one
also
of
in
the
the beginning of
hillbillies.
James Bond. Yeah, in Deadpool 2, right?
Yeah, we should save that for the question of like what's some amazing like cameos that we remember because
I guess audience just got a free answer to an unasked question ahead of time.
yeah.
But yeah,
No, you know.
to come to our usual questions that help wrap up a summary of your media, who do you think would enjoy this specific niche franchise that you just uncanned? Who would, no pun intended, who do you think would enjoy it? What red flags do you see in it? It's a long-running show, a series of movies, so...
Yeah.
What should the audience expect to go into it? Nah?
I mean, considering you're going back to the early '60s, if you want to do what we're doing, and it's an interesting time capsule of movie making, because I think the thing you can really see is that through the Bond movies, you can see when things start becoming popular in the zeitgeist, like when nuclear proliferation starts really entering, like the fear of warheads. Certain extreme sports like skiing starts appearing a lot. Bobsledding starts appearing. You see like
Oh yeah, there are
parkour
a
start to
lot
enter.
of them with ice in the background of the opening. Yeah.
A lot of skiing happens a lot. It is interesting to see the evolution of filmmaking as a genre through James Bond, the evolution of character tropes, and the way things like fight scenes get handled, the way things like female supporting characters get handled. 'Cause, yeah, if you're going back to like early Sean Connery, you're going to see some good open hand slaps across women's faces more than once.
Yeah.
Oh jeez,
What
poster.
a poster indeed.
Oh no,
that you just
I found a better poster.
Oh, and see, the villain is also kind of in the poster.
Yeah, but
right
yeah.
here.
Kinda.
That is the
Put that one
actual
up there.
titular villain right here. Oh yeah, this is also a great one.
Also, Britain, what's with your horizontally formatted posters?
I mean,
But-
they are very convenient for my job right here to display them to the audience.
Yeah, true.
It's great.
But yeah, what a piece of history.
Absolutely.
What a. I
Now,
don't
you-
want
Because there
Idris
are
Elba.
some great films and there are some god awful ones. It's
now,
amazing.
Now, what was it? Now my media has to compete with Ken's media for this point, right?
Yes, you have to
Compete
compete
with Oh, boy.
the entirety
James
of
Bond, go.
James Bond.
Well,
Is this an anime that you just finished?
No, it actually isn't. It's
Okay,
funny enough.
well-
It's also basically This is actually coincidence. I swear. I actually wanted my media to as a starting off point to talk about the entire franchise it represents. But the franchise is a lot shorter. At least I believe there's actually spin-offs or prequels or something. But I only played the main 3 entries of this beloved franchise, where I just finished the 3rd part of Arkham Knight.
Oh.
The Arkham series.
Oh no,
So-
Max
Okay,
might get a
okay.
point here.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Wait. How do you feel about Arkham Knight before I continue my...
I feel like we had this discussion is that I like the first Arkham game, the second game was and then I didn't play the third one.
Okay, then welcome to my actually honest review about it. When I first got into Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum back then, it's like, I haven't played it in a couple of years, so I don't want to blindly say that it is still one of my favorite games of all time, but it was for a very long time, and it might still be. Maybe I just have to pick it up now that I finished Arkham Knight. It's like the gameplay is amazing. It's nice and tight. They have it also like, the writing is not the point of it. So the writing is a little bit cheesy. It's not peak writing. You are not playing it for the story. You're playing it for the feel, for the atmosphere, for being fucking Batman. And it captured that amazingly, and it doesn't overstate its welcome. One point is also with the gadgets. I will come back to the gadgets. The thing about the gadgets is you hit a wall in your mission to get back the asylum, and then you specifically get this gadget to overcome this obstacle, and then you get to keep using it throughout the game. The problem with the series as a whole is that the second game already starts like as a direct continuation, and they are aware that many of the people who played the first one will be the same people. Many people who pick up the second one will be the same people who already played the first one. So they need to kind of cater to it a little bit, which means you start basically off with half of all the special moves and gadgets you painfully unlocked in the first one. You already have them in the second one from the beginning, and then they keep piling on top of it. The second one is still in a good zone where it's bigger. It follows a bigger, more bombastic trend, but it has enough highlights where you are like, yeah, this is still dope. No, the denser, more focused experience of Asylum is, I would still say, superior, but Arkham City still comes in and gives you a lot of good. A little bit thinner stretch, and you have a little bit more of traversing, and there's a lot of side missions, but it never loses the thing of urgency. Even with Riddler has actual like a bunch of hostages you need to save, I believe, in the second one. So there is still a reason why you go on all those shenanigans on the side, but it still all comes together nicely, and it also makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's this fucking nest of all the criminal elements in one place. So yeah, it makes sense that you have your hands full and punch in each direction. Then came Arkham Knight, which I managed to finish just in time yesterday. So all the good things I just said about the franchise, they once again try to go even bigger, even more, even spectacularer. It's so you once again start off with half the gadgets and half the special moves of the previous game, which already was a ton at the end of it. I remember I mastered every move possible in Arkham Asylum. Then Arkham City came around, and I was like, oh cool, I recognize all those old moves. But all those new ones, less intuitive, you're more convoluted. Yeah, you need to break your fingers to hit the right buttons, and if you play with a keyboard, like finding, like blindly while being in a flow, finding the right button to do this special move already became a little bit more like, ooh, tedious. Now they keep amping that up in Arkham Knight. Of course, he has all the gadgets that he didn't feel the need to carry with him 24/7 in the first game. He now has half of them with him. Why not? He has explosive gel. Gel is now one of his standards, because you all know that
He essentially has the tool belt from the Adam West Batman.
Yeah,
he
kind of.
He might as well have bat shark repellent.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had it the entire time. But then they came in with probably one of the best and worst add-ons. You saw it in the trailer already a lot. The Batmobile. which is like, admittedly, riding around in the Batmobile, it feels pretty amazing. Like, you have this literal tank, no? Everybody refers to it as a tank. It can smash through cars. It is a tank. You have this Bat tank, and riding around in it is fun. But the problem is, they are so obsessed with this thing as their new big gimmick. Like, they designed so much in the game around this. Half of the Riddler challenges are like 2 of them are literal racing tracks that he built underground, which is like, this has nothing. Oh, what is this? This is yeah, there it is. You have
Batman
also
needs to have
played it,
fun
or
too.
Have you also played it, or do you just own it?
I played it. I made it almost to the end and fell off, and it's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I actually 100%ed it, but which is like, no. But the thing is, like, this is not necessarily a threat. This is just like, yeah, I have a problem with my achievement hunting. Like, it is tedious.
Sunken cost fallacy is a funny thing.
Yeah, you need help, man.
I'm not even sure if it's sunken cost, but more the you will not break me game. But the Riddler challenges became really tedious and so ludonarrative dissonance with the Riddler challenge. You have a literal... The threat level is through the roof. We are not just contained in an Arkham City where a lot of shit is going down and you try to solve it. You have a threat level. I mean, this gets explained very early on. The big baddie is Scarecrow, and Scarecrow basically threatens not just Arkham City, but at the end of the day, the entire coastline with his newest, most devastating tear gas. And you still go on Riddler. Still do racing tracks with Riddler underground. Yeah. Then you have stuff like, at some point the story also, and it's also like you keep continuously interfering with Scarecrow's plans, but it doesn't matter because Scarecrow still had another plan where it's like, so you expected me to stop you this early on because
it's not Scarecrow, it's Scarecrow, as you clearly said.
Yeah, but it's so stupid. Like, the first time you confront him, it's like he basically leaves you behind. Oh, Batman! But throughout the game, he insists he doesn't want to kill you, but he leaves you basically multiple times for dead. Is he expecting you to foil all his plans and beat him every single time? It's so stupid. At least in the titular Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight is just out to kill you. You just survive every time, but the Arkham Knight is every single time, I'll kill you next time, Batman! It's like, also a big mystery.
So really it's just the 60s Batman, just with the veneer of modern.
Mm-hmm, basically. So the thing is, the narrative dissonance is like through the roof in this one. The writing is as bad as always, but what was cheesy and corny and lovable in the first one and still a little bit in the second one is now like, seriously, fuck you. Because it doesn't work anymore. The stakes are too high, then you spread it too thin, then the fucking Batmobile. If you are not into racing games, they force you to play fucking racing games. I have replayed Arkham Asylum multiple times. Arkham City, I believe, at least twice. I do not see myself playing Arkham Knight ever again because the idea of having to do... Because I technically like the Riddler challenges, except for the race. But the fucking idea that I need to beat both the race courses again is such a turnoff for me, and it's just a fucking gigantic game.
What, you don't like the Batman X F-Zero DLC of races?
It's such
God.
I mean, admittedly, since Darren brought it up, they found a way to sneak Joker back in, basically as a hallucination. Mark Hamill, he probably did a lot to carry me through the game. Because him is like, and they did amazing stuff with it. So, I mean, tiny spoiler, since after Batman sniffed tear gas, he starts seeing Joker. And they do subtle things like Statues in the city suddenly have Joker's face. Advertisements suddenly have Joker's face. Every now and then you beat up sucks in the street and one of them is just Joker. Amazing. This idea was amazing. Too bad that it ended up in an otherwise underwhelming game, which is too long and therefore I cannot recommend. Also the ending.
So did you...
Fuck the ending. Oh god.
Oh.
So dumb. So absolutely dumb. I thought that the game was over and I like, what? What?
So did you play the Harley Quinn DLC?
Wasn't this in the second one or is there one in the third one too?
There is one in Arkham Knight.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I check out the DLCs, I guess. I mean, I also like this beat 'em up challenges where you just try to survive endless waves of sucks for as long as possible. But because the game, the battle flow is still great. But no, I haven't. I believe I got a goatee, so I should have all the DLCs.
So how do you
Yeah,
feel about the Suicide Squad game being the canonical end to this Batman?
Oh, the Suicide Squad game is actually in the same continuity?
Yep.
I mean, the Suicide Squad
Well,
kills
because
the
it's
Justice
the
League.
Justice League, yeah.
because it is the also the Suicide Squad game is the last game that has Conroy voicing Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how does this?
You know, besides Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, the movie that they cared about so much that they released the physical version with the scratch audio for Joker. When everyone was like, it doesn't sound like Mark Hamill. You were right. They forgot to put him in. They recently had to do a reissue of the digital rental that actually has Mark Hamill's voice in it.
That's bad. That is the
Some
worst
people
I've
have a
ever
new
heard of.
collectible DVD now, I guess, because that movie came out on physical first, did not come out on digital the same day. So some people spent their actual money dollars for something that was advertised to have the last Hamill and Conroy interaction.
And then they forgot to put
For it to
him in.
not
do
be
it.
Mark Hamill.
I wonder if that's going to be a collector's item then, as
The one
sometimes
without him.
misprints are.
Oh,
The one
oh
without
yeah.
him, you mean?
Yeah, the one without
Yeah,
him.
because it's like it's like when you have a stamp that has an
Yeah.
error on it.
Yeah. Oh, one last thought about the game that just came to mind. This is also probably the dumbest Batman I have ever seen. As in, he is such an idiot at so many points in the story. I know that he doesn't succeed the first time around and gets bested by the villains throughout the game until the end. But in this one, oh, he's such an idiot. He's like, no. Also, not at least because constantly, even so the threat level is through the roof, he refuses to accept anybody's help. It's like, I guess the idea is that he is afraid to lose anybody because this is taking place in the post Jason Todd got killed by the Joker world.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, frustrating. Anyways, cannot recommend. First one, Arkham Asylum, absolute genius. Yes,
love
everybody
Arkham Asylum.
should play it. If you really, really love Arkham Asylum and you just want more, even though it's a little bit inferior, Arkham City, also a solid game with a lot of highlights in it. Arkham
Great map
Knight.
in that one too. Great map in Arkham City.
Yeah,
it's just a
also.
lot of fun to just traverse.
Yeah, and in Arkham City, I knew where everything was. In Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, I was completely relying on the radar because it's an entire city. Credit where credit is due. They built this entire city of 3 Manhattans next to each other, or Manhattan, Brooklyn, and I don't know. One is all the skyscrapers. One is a little bit more lower buildings,
yeah.
But visually it's great, but otherwise everything else they just should have stopped. Like smaller, keep it more focused. Anyways,
Sorry, I just really like this image that they had because I was looking up the VR thing that Wolfhead was talking about. This is not it, but God, this is a very funny looking promotional image.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like the detective part of Batman, you would like the first Arkham game.
yeah.
which
The best
is
Riddler
why I
challenges
like,
are in that one,
which
too.
is why I like the first Arkham game so much, because I like the detective aspect of Batman. It's also why I'm liking Caped Crusader so far, which is not my media. As cool as a transition that would be, it's not.
That almost was my
Oh wait,
media.
is it the media that you told me that it is?
Yes, it's the media that it's another DC character though, because me and Max here finished watching season 2 of My Adventures with Superman the other week.
Yeah, that's something to talk about.
It is.
I think I have an A+. I think I win the point for media today.
Oh,
I think
no.
you do too. I know. No, she's right. She's right. She does.
So you're becoming our shared new arch nemesis?
I hope not. But no.
Oh wait,
yeah.
introduction. I didn't take a great picture there.
It's fine. Well,
Ignore that
season 2 of My Adventure with Superman, I think improves a lot upon the first, and the first season's already really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But the second season is like somehow so much better, and I love it so much. Like I think it is. I think this is my favorite version of Clark, Jimmy, and Lois. From everything DC. These are my favorite ones.
Agreed.
Especially Clark. This is what Superman should be. This should be the blueprint for Superman. And it's like, and you know, this is not to go back to Batman, but the things that I always find issue with in DC media, as someone who grew up being a big DC fan, which is the most frustrating experience on the planet. It's what Marvel fans are feeling right now. Is Superman and Batman are so hard to write because I feel like they forget that the writers often forget their civilian personalities and both how they converge and how they depart. It's so hard to find a good Bruce Wayne, and sometimes it feels so hard to find a good Clark Kent because people find that Superman's harder to write for because he's such a good boy, and they're like, oh, that makes him so not interesting. Bullshit! We have this Clark!
That is what makes him interesting.
Exactly. And like I love just how human he is. Like his humanity is always his greatest strength, and this season really highlights that. Especially with his is she a spoiler? I don't think she is.
I mean, her mere existence, probably not if we don't address what she does.
She's
she's
advertised like
in the poster.
One.
I know. I thought about it for a second myself.
Okay,
But-
we're gonna have to put the spoiler on because
Okay.
there is a lot of developments in this season that I think people should experience cold.
All right,
Yes,
let's do this.
agreed.
All right.
So this is not a drill. If you haven't
Yes.
watched this show yet, this show is fantastic. Do yourself a favor, mute this stream until the colors turn back to blue.
Yes.
Seriously, you will
I-
spoil something in
Yes.
the literal sense.
But to go into spoilers, I fucking love Brainiac and Kara in this.
Yes.
Like, I've always liked the concept of Brainiac as a character. I feel like this is one of the best interpretations. He's a fucking ruthless.
Oh yeah.
The design,
Like,
the physical design is much more menacing than having it just be like a kind of humanoid guy. If I can just interject for a second.
And no. This is the media that everyone can interject with. This is the gushing hour. But like,
Yes.
I love this design for Brainiac because it's so inhuman, which should be the characterization of Brainiac.
Yes.
And it's so good. You know, I will say one of my critiques of this show is sometimes the robots and everything being Kryptonian based can get tiring.
Yeah.
Brainiac is the exception. He's perfect.
I mean, he always was.
He is
They didn't
Krypton.
have to
He always
reinvent
was.
characters to be derived from Kryptonian.
But God, it was so good. And Kara is such a good interpretation of
yeah.
her. I know that there have been other interpretations of Kara where she is Brainiac's daughter or influenced to be a villain before she regains humanity. I do know that. This one does it really well. I love her, and I love her and Jimmy. I ship them so hard. They are so cute. Jimmy gets a fucking W this season. He's a good boy.
He deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
I love how unceremonious him losing the money, all his money was. Because I thought it was going to be a joke of him being on his own laurels.
Yeah,
but no, it was so noble, and it was like, no, this is one of Jimmy's chattest, best bro moments. And, you know, it actually worked really well because there was that brief schism with him and Clark because of the stuff with Lex Luthor and everything. It's like, wow, this is so well written. I usually fucking hate the, you know, conversation cut off type of thing, which the first season was guilty of. But this one did it so fucking well. And I love it. And all the lore, their way of finally starting to incorporate stuff that is outside of the Metropolis world. Like that fight that Clark had with the holograms of people from like one of the Green Lantern Corps members and someone from Hawk Girl's planet. All these stuff. Like, it's like, oh, this is fascinating. It's such a good way to do it. I really hope they're not implying that all the Hawk Girl species is dead. Yeah, because that would make the Justice League a little awkward. Where is the Justice League at this point?
Yeah. I mean, so far, again, something that I guess, are we spoiler riot? Done with spoilers?
I was going to finish it off.
Yeah, finish spoilers.
To finish it off, I really love the idea of Brainiac being able to possess people. The Brainiac possessed Jujutsu Kaisen ass looking Clark Kent is such a good design. The designs in the show are so good. Mm-hmm. And how Kara got her, I don't want to say her blue power because her power is red, but how she got like the supercharged thing is so good. And man, feels good for them to actually acknowledge the fact that the Kryptonians get their power from the yellow sun rays.
Also true.
Because we were watching it and I was kind of like, they're not gonna die, right? That's not how it works. Oh wait, okay, they explained it and they did it well. They did it to make it anime.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
which is great.
Anime. It was so anime.
Oh, I love how anime this show is, but yes, we can go out as spoiler.
Okie dokie.
Because I do have my one big critique of this show.
Okay,
this is of the show in general, but it got a really big in this season. There are things that they bring up in this season with like Vicky Vale, she was in the first season. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
And further things with either new villains, returning things, new heroes, because Iron is in this, and stuff. Where it's just like, where is everyone else? Like, I can understand Batman not existing yet with how young everyone is. But Wonder Woman should at least be existing at this point.
Exists.
And all the other aliens at this point, too. Because, yeah, there are more aliens than Superman. And I'm just really hoping that the development they did wasn't to give the audience an implication of why we wouldn't see them.
Yeah, I mean, this was a thought I already had in the first season when everything looped back to Kryptonian technology. Like, it's an entire thing that... I believe, I'm not sure if I criticized it or at least thought about it and discussed it in the past a lot, that looping everything back to the same source actually makes the universe smaller and smaller. I mean, it was back in the MLP days when everything was Starswirl the Bearded and nothing could exist outside of it and everything got looped back to it. It made the world smaller and less interesting.
And the fact that like stuff like Livewire and Livewire and Shriek and all that stuff.
Everything.
Literally... Everything is a Kryptonian tech. I think the only two non-Kryptonian tech characters is Slade and Lex. Because Lex don't got powers. Mm-hmm. And Slade already had his full assassin Deathstroke gear before that happened.
Is Parasite confirmed Kryptonian as well, or was he actually an original Earth invention?
Parasite was using Kryptonian tech.
Of course
that's how he was able to, because that's how he was able to have equal power to Superman.
Okay, so yeah, literally everything supernatural on the world in this show so far.
I guess Iron also may not be Kryptonian because he just made his super suit.
Yeah, but
it wasn't with tech.
It wasn't based in Kryptonian. The only thing that made it Kryptonian tech was the Metallo bots that came from the same lab, and they only became Kryptonian tech when Lex put kryptonite in them. Which also is like, so which one is going to go rogue and become Metallo in the next season? Because it's like, you didn't just reduce Metallo to just the putties from Power Rangers, right? Like, there is one that actually is like a character.
Well, with this show you actually don't know, because they reinvent so much, for better or for worse.
They do, but overall, these criticisms.
But yeah,
to be honest,
I
a lot of those criticisms comes from people who are big DC fans. I do feel like this is supposed. Maybe the vision is supposed to be a very self-contained Superman thing, which is
no Justice
fine.
League, because that would explain it. I mean, if you say like, okay, he just is the only alien on Earth from this one specific planet, and there are no other supernatural elements, there are no other alien elements, it's just a technologically very advanced Earth with an alien that happens to live there, then there will be no Justice League. Except,
and I mean, it seems like it's only. Yeah, and it seems like it's only Superman right now, given the fact that the X-Force seems so hyper-focused on Superman. It's like, do you not have anything else to do? Yeah. Is there no one flying around in green tights making cubes with his ring that you want to look into?
But not until they say so.
But that's definitely a very almost magical alien power. So who could we still have if we are just going with Earth people? Batman still makes sense. So the Justice League will be Superman with Batman, Green Arrow.
This is a JJ Solid thing where it's like, what's with all these billionaires who got bored and decided to be superheroes?
Maybe the Flash, because he is also a science experiment gone wrong.
You could do the Flash, yeah.
What caused Black Canary's powers? Was that a mutation?
Ooh, Huntress.
Huntress.
Question.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I just want to have this Justice League, which is just normal dudes. And then Superman.
Yeah, and Superman. Yeah. I'd watch that.
I mean, Selena Kyle would still exist. Most of the Batman repertoire is just dudes being dudes. The only one who wouldn't be is like Clayface.
You could still do Clayface.
And that depends on the interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, Killer Croc is just a skin disease.
Killer Croc's just a skin disease. He really doesn't have a really wacky one, does he? That is just, I'm a fucking alien. A lot of them are just freaks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Batman.
I mean, Mr. Mistopheles or whatever his name is exists, so technically Batmite could exist, and that scares me. Plastic Man was a lab accident. Mm-hmm. Well, from a robbery. But no, let the Justice League be entirely just dudes with weapons being dudes.
Bring back Booster Gold.
I mean,
the people want Booster Gold.
This show made multiverse not just tolerable, but work in a not story-breaking way. If I trust any show with time travel, it probably is that one.
No, so, Darren, Gold, Firestorm and Static... First of all, you don't want to go into the copyright nightmare that is Static Shock. But, like, Static Shock would imply that the whole mutagen gas happened, which opens up a whole other thing. Because the Static Shock universe is essentially like the closest thing you will get to X-Men in the DC universe, because they actually face prejudice and everything for being mutants.
It's literally X-Men. It's not just the closest thing, but it's just X-Men.
Well, yes, but the only difference is that this mutagen happens because of a gas thing, and they were already normal humans that just got deformed. Meanwhile, mutants in the X-Men universe are born with their powers, which apparently that makes them. I saw a TikTok where someone was like, "Oh, citizens of the Marvel universe for some reason. Captain America, that's so cool. How'd you get your powers? Oh, I was part of a lab experiment. Doctor Strange, how'd you get your powers? A lot of practice in the Time Stone. How'd you get your powers, Cyclops? I was born with them."
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But no, I fully we talked about X-Men 97 last week, but no, I fully recommend My Adventures with Superman. It's getting a season 3. I'm so happy. I want to see where they're going to go with it, because it's like, season 3 is probably going to be Lex Luthor as the main villain.
Yeah.
I want to see how he goes bald. Please, if there's any time to incorporate kryptonite, please, or Kryptonian tech causing the origin stories, let him go bald because of kryptonite. Let him get kryptonite cancer.
Ouch.
Maybe he has to be in the green suit or whatever to help. It's basically his chemotherapy.
But yeah, everybody, homework for everybody. Watch this show. Watch the first 2 seasons so you can join the discussion on the 3rd season when it comes around.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it. But okay, so I guess let's talk about the fan art.
Yes. So I believe the Tempera piece might have actually been...
The Tempera was a while back.
It was a while back, but recently Noisy Paper Dragon posted both of them in a server and was like, and I was like, I don't remember the Ayn Wye piece. And they were like...
I don't remember the Ayn Wye one.
Yeah, and they were like, I believe I never actually remember to post it. So I was like, art of the week, baby.
They should have held a few more Smiling Friends episodes hostage as the hostage for this one.
Also shout out to Noisy. Everybody go subscribe to their Twitter, their previous old Twitter, which is now their main Twitter.
Gotten duked or whatever.
I have the feeling that Twitter management does not like taking sides in a certain Mediterranean conflict. So
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is by the Mediterranean, isn't it?
It is by the Mediterranean. And I guess if you're too outspoken for one side that the Twitter management deems not okay, you get flagged for political or for breaking the rules or inappropriate content. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't pay close attention to it. I just know it got nuked.
Yeah,
and
just know that the website that's ran by a person who got kicked out of the diaper fur community did not like Noisy's tweets.
Exactly.
This is an actual fact about Elon Musk.
He got kicked
I
out
am
of the
dead
diaper furs.
ass. There's a literal image of him at like an outdoor furry convention in like one of those like what do you call them, like kimiguri like onesie things at the diaper fur, and he got kicked out. He was genuinely one. This was before SpaceX and shit. I love this fact. No. It's so funny to me. Why did you provide that information to us? Because one day I will be silenced and you have to speak for me.
But yeah, point being, everybody also go and follow Noisy on X. They are doing fantastic art, even when they're not doing fan art of us. So...
Yes, Noisy is a fantastic artist.
This is not visible. Why did I put it here? There. I'll link also
Noisy's
down
great.
below on the VOD.
Yes. All right, time for the Q's and the A's, and maybe we have A's to those Q's.
We hopefully we do. Let's find out if we do have A's.
I was gonna say one of my favorite cameos from that question from earlier is, I think it may be from the first Muppet movie or from Muppets Take Manhattan, where Columbo just shows up.
Nice.
I don't remember that.
It's Peter Falk, but he's obviously doing a Columbo-y type of thing, and he's trying to psychoanalyze Kermit. It's where the gif comes from of, wow, I'm astounded. Nothing you said was right. Like, yeah, and he's talking to Columbo, and that makes me very happy.
I gotta go. Shoot, I gotta rewatch those Muppet movies then because
I thought you were gonna just end it with "I gotta go."
I gotta go. I gotta go see this.
I gotta watch them right now.
See, after you're done
Columbo's here.
marathoning James Bond, you can marathon the Muppet movies. I think there's pretty much the same amount.
Yeah, I probably will. I do love those Muppet movies, and I did like last year go through all of Columbo. So.
Oh, you did. Yeah, I'm still like trying to figure out where I can watch it. I found out that you can actually watch it for free on a legal website, which is sadly country locked, so I cannot watch it unless I get myself a VPN again, which I'm very, very close to for Columbo alone.
Well,
I mean, there are other ways to watch it.
There are other ways, but having just struggled the other day to continue watching Leverage Redemption Season 2 because it just didn't load, I was like...
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I get that, and I mean, like, Columbo's worth it. Him
I
and his
know.
dog.
Yeah.
I love that his dog is named. There's so many. There's a Columbo YouTube channel, and for a while, or it may still be, the highest viewed video is just a compilation of
the
him with
dog.
his dog. You stay there.
Yeah,
I'll
also,
come back.
Just earlier, funny enough, I had to explain to the older generation why Columbo is so popular with millennials and Zoomers. Because, like, who are the people he is going after? Who are the criminals that he actually logs up? Rich people.
Yeah.
He's going
Exactly.
after smug, corrupt, criminal rich people and make them see justice. Funny how this is super popular among younger people these days.
It's comfort food.
He locks up the rich and has a basset hound.
I know, right?
And he's just a little bit too handsome to be considered a Tumblr sexy man. Like, he has all the ingredients. No, I mean, young Peter Falk was fairly attractive, which is not what Tumblr wants. They want stinky.
Yeah, he was. He had a little bit of the disheveled thing going on, but he's
Yeah,
not.
schlubby.
Which can lead,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
not
that
stinky enough.
I'm just saying this one. God, why is every image I find on Wikipedia so fucking tiny? But
because
like,
it's Wikipedia. Well, there's
he's
always
just a bit
zooming
too.
in.
He's a bit too conventional,
Oh,
at least
I'm
at the
zooming in
beginning.
wrong end again.
and also it's not on screen.
I know. I'm, there we go.
It's just a little bit too conventional. He's got the tan and the full head of hair, you know.
He's no Sans Undertale.
He's no Sans Undertale or the guy from Mob Psycho, the one that won every other poll except the Tumblr Sexy Men poll. And killed
Luckily,
the Queen of England.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, But yeah, everybody, this is your honorably fourth media that we all three agree on. Go and watch.
My Adventures
Yes.
with Columbo.
Exactly.
My Adventures with Columbo. But okay, so do we have a question on the Twitter?
We do. We go with just the bare minimum, the necessities. So we have a J-Rock and a Fidel.
Okay.
So let's start with J-Rock, having seniority on Twitter. For all, would you rather eat a shot glass of live wasps, oh boy, or eat a shot glass?
Wait, so I'm only eating the wasps in the first
I
one.
assume so.
Or
And I'm
the shot
eating glass in the second one.
Yes.
Are the wasps alive?
Live wasps.
Well, yeah.
Live
well, 'cause
wasps,
the thing
yes,
was
specifically glass of
okay.
live wasps.
Because I was gonna say in Japan you can get cans of hornets and shit like in vending machines, but
Like that.
live wasps. I mean, I can't because I'd probably die because I am allergic to bee stings. So I assume that it's any poison from a stinger I would be allergic to.
But the other
I've
is
eaten-
glass.
I've eaten glass.
A whole shot glass worth of glass?
No, probably over the years.
What are you doing?
Eating glass. I mean, I ate a battery once too, but that's besides the point. So like,
She wanted to
don't-
keep
don't-
going, keep going, keep going.
I was like 7 or 10.
That's
I
old enough
forgot.
to
It's
know
one of
better.
those- No, but look, I put my tongue against the tip. It tasted spicy, and I was like, well, and I swallowed it. They shouldn't make them so swallowable.
Okay, what size battery? Are we talking like a AA here, or are we talking like a watch battery?
No. Are you insane? It was a small AAA battery. Don't be stupid. I lost the point.
okay?
The point I gained with my adventures with Superman, I immediately lost. But no, I guess I'll eat the normal glass.
Okay. Canned.
You could probably swallow a shot glass. You overestimate my gag reflex, or underestimate my gag reflex.
That's getting stuck
don't
if you just swallow it.
Yeah, I'm not like a fucking snake and could just go like I'm not like no. Are you mad?
So
Oh.
I have not been stung since I was a child, except for this year where I've been stung twice so far. Once on this finger and once behind this ear. So the insects are after me this year. I don't know why. But between
They
the
know
two,
what you did.
I guess they do. They know my sins. I'd probably have to go for the live wasps because it would be painful as hell, but I think I'd survive it. I don't think I'd survive chomping down on glass and swallowing.
Canned cream's gonna look like this dog that ate a bee.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't, yeah.
gee.
But at least I'll be
Oh,
alive.
gee.
I won't have glass down my throat and in my stomach. Sounds like a terrible way to go. Yeah.
What
I'll
about
live
you,
with that.
Max? Are you joining the wasp party?
Oh, it's actually like a nice 50-50, but no, I am actually going with the glass as well, because here's the thing, you are saying,
Yeah.
you just said, Ken, chomping down on the glass. No, don't chomp it, because then you have like all those sharp edges which slice up your throat from the inside. Bad idea. Just all or nothing, try to swallow it in one go. Either you die on the, either you choke right on the attempt, or once it's in, it will work its way through there somehow. I think, I hope. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what
I mean,
comes
the
out
stomach
the other
acid
end.
should melt the glass.
Really?
No,
Yes.
stomach acid's not going to melt glass.
And then you just no. Okay, here's the thing. So what you need to do is that you should swallow the shot glass. I don't know, lube it up with butter or something so it goes down easier, and then just chug like 3 2-liter things of Coke and then just shoot up some hot sauce. If Coke can help melt the corrosion on car batteries, it can melt the glass when mixed with stomach acid. I see no problems with this plan. It'll essentially just revert back to sand.
But yeah, the wasp could sting on the way down, and then you still have the same risk of choking.
Yeah. Or worse, the wasp will go into your brain and suddenly you're a wasp person.
I'm not sure if there are those connected.
What? It could be like a Ratatouille situation, but like cerebral.
This is the dumbest it's ever been.
Well then, over to Discord for a Discord question.
Okay.
Can we get something dumber?
I'm sure we can.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Put your
Sorry,
fast
that
reading
was-
skills to good use.
That was the battery talking.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Scan through all of them and find the dumbest.
Oh, this one is funny, but
Do it.
it's that type of funny. ACAB ACAB includes Judy Hopps asks.
Wow. Wow. Implying
ask
that her parents
awkward.
are not married. How dare you?
Yeah. Ask Awkward, if you were a lawyer for Disney, what's the craziest agreement you would secretly add to the Disney Plus contract?
I wonder what that is a reference to. Anyways,
Let's try to stay funny.
answer. Let's stay funny.
Okay, Cece, what would you add? And what would be in the fine print?
By agreeing to the Disney Plus contract, you are legally required to serve as a mascot within the parks for a set period. You are conscripted into the mascot ranks, and
You get your
you will
draft
be
letter.
wearing the communal underwear.
I mean, I see one. I mean, it's stupid enough to be in there, but I see one risk with Disney doing that. Who is going to subscribe to Disney Plus? Disney fans. Who is going to be visitors in the park? Disney fans. If you recruit all your fans as workers, who is going to actually visit the park and pay the bill?
Oh, you didn't say you get paid to do it. You just said you have to be the mascot.
Yeah.
You still have to buy your own ticket in there.
I thought the direction that was going to go was that there is a non-zero chance that a fursuiter will get conscripted and they'll just be in the best employment of their life.
Finally,
I don't need your suit. I brought my own.
They said I was too tall to fit in one of those suits, but now they recruited me.
No, they
Okay.
actually like when you meet like suit people like for the Disney parks, they either try to get people who are horrifically tall or very petite. That's why most of the short characters, even if they're boys, are played by women.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't
just
aware that
saying-
they also have the tall ones, but yeah, that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing.
No, there's a lot of horrendously tall ones too.
Really?
But yeah, I remember because my cousin worked for Disney and he wanted to be one of the costume characters, but he was of average height, so he couldn't.
Shun.
Basically. But my stipulation, this goes into a similar direction of a letter gets sent to them. Every 6 months, they are sent a letter, an address, and a plane ticket to some person of my choosing, and they have to go to that person's house and punch them in the face. Disney has worked it out with the cops. You will not get arrested. But once every 6 months, one person of the Disney Plus subscribers will get a letter, plane ticket, and immunity from the law to punch this person in the face if they want to keep their Disney Plus subscription.
Funny enough, what people should be aware of is that Mike Tyson has a Disney subscription, and the lottery every 6 months happens to fall on him for some reason.
It's just, I just find that idea funny of like, look, would they...
But
I feel
okay,
like there's
so,
enough people.
so-
I feel like there's
but-
enough people on the planet who
So,
have
but
Disney Plus who
both
would
but-
be like, wait, I don't get arrested. Sure, I'll punch someone.
But are both puncher and punchee subscribers, or only the puncher?
Only the puncher.
Oh, so the punchee can punch anybody. But are you safe from getting punched if you subscribe?
No,
So you still could get punched.
Yeah.
it's
Then-
less
then-
likely.
I mean,
You get in the advertising points, you get a 50% less chance of being in the punchy
Okay,
raffle.
because I was about to say, that is of course one interesting incentive to be like, I mean, if you subscribe, you might be the puncher, but if you're subscribing, you are never going to be the punchee. Just saying.
I mean, that could work. That's for the Black Friday deals. The Cyber Mondays, you get a year free out of the lottery, which people don't realize is such a stupid idea because that just means twice you only get 2 times that you will never be the punched. But okay, that's mine. What about you, Max?
I don't think I can necessarily compete with that one, but I stick with my first idea, which is just a dick move. Not as mischievous or self-serving as yours, but just like somewhere in the fine print of Disney Plus, it is like that. Here with this agreement, with signing up to Disney Plus, you instantly cancel all your other subscription services.
All of them? Everything?
I mean,
Like gym membership?
for streaming pages, obviously.
Oh.
If you have a YouTube Plus membership, it's gone. Netflix instantly is gone. Crunchyroll, gone.
Only one to get rid of a
Disney.
bunch.
Only Disney. Which, I mean, let's be honest. Nowadays, this platform has less integrity than Netflix. It's like, what do you think when you hear Disney? Like, being our generation, what is your first association with Disney back in the day before Marvel?
Princesses.
Yeah, and cartoons and family-friendly values.
Those
Fucking Kardashians are on Disney Plus.
How did they get there? Is it like the Hulu merger?
I don't
I
know.
guess.
It's like there's.
I mean,
so
I
much
do watch Law and
stuff.
Order Special Victims Unit on Disney Plus, and it
Yeah.
constantly keeps recommending me Bluey afterwards, and it's
The-
like I don't think that's the best idea,
There
but
is so much on Disney Plus which has no right in anything to be associated with the Disney brand. And yeah, okay, they own it, fair, but don't put it on this platform under the title of Disney. Get a second anyways, yeah, but you if you sign up for Disney Plus, every other subscription services get cancelled.
whew,
Uh-huh.
Christ. Good question. Good question.
Then
What's
I guess,
the next one?
Fidel on Twitter asks for Key and CC. Oh, great, sure. Exclude me, why don't you? What are
Bye.
some forgotten 2000s cartoons that you have watched when you were young that you think more people should watch? Why am I not included in that?
Are you
I watched
thinking that
2000
Max-
cartoons.
Did Max not? Do you think Max just decided cartoons are stinky in the 2000s?
I mean, technically, there is a phenomenon of people watching cartoons as kids because, obviously, then they're getting into the period where they're insecure and like, oh no, I'm too cool for cartoons. And then they reach the glorious point where we are all at. We are like, we are comfortable in our own skin. We admit what we like. We don't have to impress anybody. So,
I never have.
same here.
Yeah.
I also watch cartoons all the way through. But
Same. I
hypothetically,
watched only cartoons. But okay, so Max, you are allowed in on this question. Fidel can't bully you.
yeah,
I can though.
But
Yeah, well, yes, of course.
But
You're the
what
enemy.
was-
You have to.
But what are shows of the 2000s? That's the
I
thing.
don't know.
Shows of the basically underrated shows of the 2000s.
I think underrated is the key point of that.
Or
I don't think it
underwatched.
can be
Like
anything.
one
yeah.
that
Or
one that
underwatched. Nothing
you
too
wish
main.
people would talk about more today.
Yeah.
Or is the implication that because
Oh, I mean,
the question leads with when you were young in the 2000s, when you were young,
Younger.
implying that I wasn't young, I already wasn't young anymore in the 2000s.
How that God,
I
this
let
question
you know.
we haven't even answered this question, and we
know.
just we're just analyzing how this is bullying you.
Yeah, I mean, I let you know I just cracked my 20s in the 2000s, so thank you.
Yeah, still young-ish.
Yeah. But no, so the answer to this question, if we, what should we just as much as the bullying is fun.
It is. It really is.
I mean, I know my answer. My answer is a show that I really loved. It was called Life and Times of Juniper Lee, and it was this show about this girl who has each generation in her family, the firstborn like girl has to be like the protect. She watches over the human dimension and the monster dimension, which converge a lot. And a lot of people put similarities with American Dragon. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence.
What is the name of it?
Life and Times of Juniper Lee. It was a Cartoon Network show. How are you spelling the word juniper?
No, I already found it.
Juniper.
I already found it. I trusted
Okay.
Google to fix it for me.
Yes, I love this show. I love June. She's such a cute character, and they were really going for stuff in the later part because like they went into this whole thing about her grandma, who's her mentor, travels the world all the time, and they actually established that the reason she does that now is because when you become the I forgot the name of the entity that you are when you're being the protector, you can't leave the town. There's literally, if she tries to leave the town, there's a force field, and she's basically destined to be stuck like that until the title gets passed on. And so the grandma is basically traveling around the world in the monster dimension to try to figure out if there's a way to break that stipulation. And it's like, this is so cool. And I wish that if there's a show that could get a continuation today, it would be this, but no one fucking talks about it, and I love it. Also, it was actually a fairly rare sight to see a pretty good person of color protagonist show. Literally the only two I can think of with two Asian leads is this and American Dragon Jake Long. So, but yeah, that's mine. What about you, CC? Since the question was technically for us and not
time.
The real connoisseurs. Yeah. I think in honor of X-Men 97, I'm going to go back and say X-Men Evolution was a fantastic series.
Yes. I love X-Men Evolution.
I think because it's one of the few X-Men things that really captures them as students, not just in Charles Xavier's mutant school, but actually just in a high school setting as well, which I know in and of itself is kind of overdone, but it's still a very interesting setting. The characters are great. The storylines are great. It's one of those ones that occasionally does episodes that are standalone, but then also one of the best rogues in X-Men. Just fantastic design, beautiful.
This is the same artist who did the cabbage seller poster I got you.
Also,
sad one.
Yeah, same artist. What a range.
Yeah. But yeah,
I had such a crush on Kitty Pryde back then in this show.
Also great Kitty Pryde. All the characters look great. All the characters have fantastic designs. It's just overall just a good story being told there. So if you've seen X-Men 97, if you want something of a similar quality, jump back and watch X-Men Evolution. Absolutely.
Is this from the 2000s actually?
It is from the 2000s.
It literally started on the new millennium. Ooh,
yeah,
Extreme
I saw the question on Twitter,
that's another one too.
Oh, that's also a good one.
Yes, mostly because Kylie is in that show, and Kylie is great. I love her.
Now, what do I actually have?
I don't know.
What indeed? Shows that more people should watch from the early 2000s.
I mean, it doesn't have to be early. It was just the 2000s.
From the 2000s. I'm definitely not reading what Google is offering me. Maybe Toucanets. I'm not sure how truly underrated they are. And there's probably more stuff if I would just try to remember what I actually watched at that time. Maybe this was college. It was peak sit at home and watch shit time. But yeah. With what I came up with, one was Dan Versus.
That's a good one. I love Dan Versus.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it in forever, so I don't know if I would agree with. Hey, yeah, that what I watched 20 years ago is still holding up. But I remember that I loved it to bits, and I was so sad when it got cancelled at a very tense cliffhanger. So.
Oh God! Sorry, I wanted to look. I was looking up Kitty Pryde from X-Men Evolution, and I found art of her when she was in the Bayville Sirens. And Jesus Christ, these designs reek of 2000s. Oh, look at them!
Yeah, it's great.
I remember this. Excellent. Wait, where are you guys? I need to get this picture.
Look, one of the best Rouges. I want to be her. I don't want to be her in this design though. What is going on with her fucking hair?
Look at that. So good.
Also, I'm sorry. I love Kitty. In this lineup, she looks like the one preppy friend who's trying to fit in with the goths. She looks so out of place.
Because she is.
She's the Barbie amongst Bratz dolls. It's so sweet. I love her. Oh, but no, God, it's so 2000s. I adore it. We need to bring back leather tops.
Yes,
just like X-Men 97 made the bold statement that I agree with, and I know others do, that crop tops for men need to make a comeback. Yes, but only if leather tops come back as well.
Get slutty with it, guys.
Yeah, why can't the 2020s be the year of the slut? Don't we all just deep down want to be a little bit sluttier?
Oh, I'm here for it.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, deep down, sluttiness is has its basis in body positivity because you like your body so much that you're like, hey, let it out. So be more positive about your body. Be a slut today.
Wow,
That's the message of the podcast.
I mean, I'm already, but like another quote to put in the awkward cast Rolodex. Okay, but next Discord question. Gotta organize my servers better.
This was also all I had on the Twitter, so it's all you from here on out.
Yay! Okay, let's see. I really like this one. So, not a man nor a mouse asks. Hashtag Ask Awkward. And this is like personalized for each of us.
Oh, okay.
So, Canned Cream, would you still court Tali from Mass Effect if she was a floppy disk? Literally just a floppy disk with her name on it. Max, would you still smooch Judy Hopps if she was a goose? She honks constantly and has terrifying goose teeth. Chrissy, would you still love Egon if he was a worm? He could be a hot worm. I've seen some. What do you mean you've seen some hot worms? Are we talking like Earthworm Jim? Because most of that body is just suit.
Whatever that means to you.
Cut her mic. But no. So I guess that is what I love the "Would you still love me if I was a worm" questions because they get so stupid. I feel like Max got the easiest one out of all of us, though.
Do I?
Well, let's start with Max, then.
I mean, I mean, would you still smooch? I mean, it still goes into the furry direction. You like characters with sharp teeth. You don't mind getting scared. The worst part is the honking, I guess.
Unless you're into that.
And you're just smooching.
And
so I mean, it's like...
There is, of course, still the weird question about how much are those beloved characters still the beloved characters? So they still must have the personality, right?
Yeah, it's just the thing. It's still Zootopia, so technically she could still have the personality of Judy Hopps. I don't think we just put a goose in a Judy Hopps cosplay and said, that's Judy now.
Yeah, so even the floppy disk has the personality of Tali. So
I mean, that one's the weirder one. I don't think it can talk. Maybe if you put it into a floppy disk drive, and where are you going to find that these days?
I got an external USB one around here somewhere.
But okay, so would you still smooch Goose Judy? Goody?
I mean, that's
Goody honks.
Goody
honks. Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit that her appearance also played into my appreciation for her. But she also has a personality. I'm not that superficial. I mean, let's be honest. Our first impressions are always superficial. Let's be honest. Because we have nothing else to go by. Yeah. Unless you start dating somebody or via the phone hotline and then meet in real life. So, probably, I guess, no?
Okay.
I mean, okay. I don't see why I would not. I mean, I actually honestly don't think there are too many avian waifus in my endlessly growing list of waifus.
Oh, God, don't Google goose teeth. It is actually terrifying.
Okay, now I need to Google goose teeth.
The image
Don't do this thing. I want to do this thing.
Obviously.
It's on their tongue, too.
Yeah, it's a nightmare show.
That is terrifying.
Wait, what? How did it... What?
Why did God make them like this?
Oh,
out of spite.
No.
They're just filled with hatred and spite.
Are we sure that this is real and not Photoshop? Because I have the feeling that some of those images must be Photoshopped.
No, I mean, maybe the one, if you see the gray one that has, like,
exactly.
Mark David.
Exactly. I see that one, too.
That one's obviously Photoshop, but the first three results, no.
Have you ever seen the side of a penguin's mouth? That's also kind of horrifying. It's just teeth all the way back.
But yeah, those are teeth on their tongue.
Yeah.
Those are some fucking predators.
Wait. Hey, Wolfhead. Is this an open mouth kiss? I feel like this is the decision-making part.
Wait, is it specifically smooching them, or Max, would you still smooch? Oh, I see what he did there.
With tongue.
I mean, also
Still
the
cord.
fact that this thing doesn't have lips, so you're just kissing a beak. But, like, I mean,
I have already committed before to Kedra, which I'm not sure how that would work, given that she is into ladies herself. But who knows? And we know that cat tongues are also not the most comfortable thing to interact with.
I mean, there's one being looking like sandpaper, and one looking like.
Literally.
I mean, like like a cat tongue just looks kind of. Oh, I love this image. It just looks like a little like just like a little man. Like a little man has a little tongue. The geese are evil.
Man has a little tongue.
I honestly, I mean, here's the thing, like, to actually answer the question, so you guys can go as well. Also, he has a cat that Key had.
I love
him.
him. Look at him.
Blah. But
I'm naming him Columbo.
I'm not sure. Has he earned that title just yet? You cannot just name everybody Columbo. Columbo is an icon. Anyways, we already passed half past, so we should go on.
Yeah, you should. Yes.
I actually have to say I might probably pass.
Oh, and Wolf had said it has to be an open mouth kiss.
Yeah.
Get in there and kiss her like you mean it.
Yeah, I guess I have to actually pass. I have to chicken out. Like, the moment it just turns into bodily harm and you get parts of your body shredded, you see, I would go date Harley Quinn or Jinx, even so I'm pretty sure I will die at the end of this date, but at least there is not immediate, unavoidable, implicit bodily harm by just interacting.
It's
Like,
such it would be a terrible sensory experience.
Exactly. Would I date this goose, whatever the name was you came up with?
Oh,
Yes.
Goody Honks?
Yeah, exactly.
Honks.
Goody honk. Would I generally dismiss her, scratch her for my waifu list, whatever? No. But making out tongue with tongue, no, because then I would just have a shredded thing
At
of
least a
gore
few
hanging out
dates
of
to
my
see if
mouth.
it's worth it.
Man,
Oh,
you
So,
wouldn't
next
kiss
one.
a goose. You won't eat live wasps. What a coward.
I know,
what
right?
yeah. All right, Cece, would you still court Tali if she was a floppy disk?
I mean, wait, where is she?
What are you just?
Absolutely.
Look at her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but now she's just a floppy disk.
Back there, too. You can't really see because of the shine, but that's also...
Oh, you have an
that's
actual,
tough.
like, Tali picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I
It's
assumed
framed
No,
so
that's
you could do
something
the
about-
Wolverine thing, where you could just be like lying in bed and be like, "Oh." Okay, well,
Yes.
so
The answer is yes.
Can Cream's not a coward, so he gets a point.
He's just courting. He's just courting. He doesn't have to put
Courting
himself
implies
through...
kissing.
Yeah,
I
but
will
he
make
doesn't
that floppy
put
disk
himself...
my wife.
Yeah, but this doesn't imply putting yourself through physical harm.
These are the rules of the game.
Exactly.
Okay.
I
I
have
thought
the
you found it
question.
unfair.
This was a little bit better hidden, but this was just another bully Max question.
So, would I still love Egon if he was a worm? I mean, I feel like the type of love would be different. I'd probably put him in a nice little terrarium and make sure he has all the leaves he could eat. But
I mean, he already is a very lengthy flesh-colored entity.
Yeah,
just remove the
little
arms, and
gangly
he
man.
is remove the arms and one leg, and he is a worm.
I also love the idea because they said like you could keep the suit on, which I know they were talking about Earthworm Jim. But now I'm imagining the full Ghostbusters suit with Pac, and there's just a little worm, like a little realistic worm coming out.
That does it for you.
It's like, no, it doesn't.
Oh.
I'm going to have to be a coward. I don't think I would still love Egon if he was a worm.
And
at least in the
I
way.
thought it was
at
a
least-
personality.
At least in the he wouldn't have the personality if he was a worm. Worm don't
Coward,
got brains.
Shallow.
Worms don't have brains. It'd be like dating
only
a
one here keeping it
jellyfish. You could put little nerd glasses on him. At this point, he's a pet then, which I think is worse.
The question is, if he was human-sized, does that change it?
That's just terrifying. A human-sized worm is a horror movie. That's like what?
Oh, he has 6 hearts and you broke all of them.
Next
Can
question.
Cream loses a point. Next question. So I'm taking that point and giving it to Max in solidarity for getting bullied. All right, next question.
Coward. Shallow.
The next
Hero.
question is, would you rather? Not a man nor a mouse said, would you rather tell your parents you're gay? They're very Catholic. I love that it's not they're homophobic. They're Catholic.
Very Catholic.
Or
you said
tell
the
your-
same thing twice.
Tell your parents you're quitting your job to become a Twitch streamer. I don't think this one needs an extra debilitating condition. It's pretty bad as is. I feel like this one's obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I
Who
feel
wants to admit being a Twitch streamer? Oh, God.
You only do
I'm
this
gonna go-
after you are successful. Before that, you hope that they never find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mom,
say
Dad,
I'm gonna say
influencer.
the. I'm gonna say I'll go with the reveal I'm a content creator.
Really,
answer.
you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It may also be the thing that I am not gay. Shocking, I know, but like that would be like the meanest April Fools ever. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. April Fools. Why are you throwing all my stuff out on the curb? Why is the priest here and why does he have like a 12-gallon bucket of holy water? But what about you two?
What's this conversion camp brochure for? I think the Twitch streamer one is...
Yeah.
This seems like a lopsided sort of question, unfortunately.
Huh.
As funny as the question is.
It is, yeah. Max, can
Wait,
you bring
would
us
you
on?
rather come out as
I
gay?
mean- I have Catholic parents. Probably not the American level of Catholic, so not as deadly. But here, look at it this way. Do you really, if you come out and be like, Mom, Dad, I'm gay, and there will be a lot of tears and flying dishes and whatever else happens in this kind of a situation.
And jazz hands.
And jazz hands, all the jazz hands, and there will be life-impacting consequences. But at least you say it, it's out there, you don't have to lie anymore, it's understood. If you come out as a Twitch streamer, you will, for the
Then your
rest
parents
of your
will
life...
watch AWKWARDCast.
I mean, first of all that, but even worse, for the rest of your life, you will have to constantly explain to your parents what you exactly do.
That is a good one.
That's true. That's true. You're having that conversation weekly.
Like,
God, it's like being a
Mom,
YouTuber
Mom,
and having to
it's-
fly through customs.
No, Mom, Twitch is just the name of the website, and a stream is... No, it has nothing to do with water, Mom.
Like, but.
No, I'm not twitching on camera. No, this is not what anybody says.
Do you need to go see a doctor? I mean, we can get you an appointment. No. It's... Why are there so many of them on the front page in hot tubs? Is it a swimming thing?
Oh God, honey, why are you on this website? I wish you would have came out as gay instead.
Do you do this body painting thing I'm seeing some of them do?
Now, what's a VTuber?
Oh,
Do you think we could get your father one? Like, that's the worst part if they are, like, really supportive parents and they try to
no.
become part of it.
we watch every single one of your streams. Oh my God, Mom,
Okay.
Dad, why are you in the chat again? No.
Like, you just are, if you're one of those, like, people who play, like, COD or something and you're cursing out the person while you're streaming, and then you just see
watch your
in the chat,
language.
I raised you better. It's like, Mom!
See?
Ah, you make a good point. You make a good point.
God, that's so fucking funny.
Why couldn't I have just been gay?
Ah, God. It can't be that hard. It can't be any harder than this.
Also, there's a point about something that just you have been born this way, and you cannot change it. So
Yeah.
eventually they kind of have to come to terms with it. But the other one, you chose!
Yeah. Mom, I'm working, but you're just screaming in front of a computer. You sound like your father during the World Cup. It's like, that would be the worst part of that whole I'm becoming my parent thing. It's like, man, you really sound like when your mother does this. It's like, okay, I think we have time for the FMK. So,
There's always time for
ask
the FMK.
awkward. Yellow, a bright, vibrant color, and yet a color to fear with apprehension. So let's not lose our cool or be a coward with this colorful addition of fuck, marry, kill, yellow-styled individuals. So I'm guessing these are all characters that are either yellow or wear yellow. Wolverine, and it's the classic suit.
Obviously,
so
otherwise this would be a weird connection.
I'm just saying it's the yellow and blue suit. There is a version of his suit that's like yellow and brown, and it's dumb.
No, obviously.
Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
Or Saitama from One Punch Man. One Punch! So, you get to go first, Mr. Guest.
Funny enough, no Homer Simpson or any other character from The Simpsons in there.
No, I actually respect. You pick some very esoteric choices.
Yeah, this is actually difficult.
Yeah. Also, I have to be last this week because Max was last week, so...
Oh man, I don't want
There's a combination I definitely don't want.
Now, is this saying that we could kill them? Because like two of those characters you cannot kill.
Let's assume that that you have the power to at least take them out of commission for a very long time.
Man, I can't choose kill for Wolverine because I don't want him coming back and getting his revenge.
Then you have to either fuck or marry this man.
I think I'm gonna have to marry him. I'm gonna have to get in there, make him my husband.
Okay.
It's the only way to be safe.
Okay. Life insurance. As good a reason for marriage as others.
Okay, and who's your killing?
Who am I killing? I think.
Are you putting down the dog?
Here's the thing. I think Mr. Peanut Butter is the more attractive option in the bed of the two, but I also feel like he would be a more selfish lover. So I think I am going to have to kill Mr. Peanut Butter and do the naughty with Sato because I just think he'd be more generous.
I mean, there are good things. It's a good urban myth about bald man. So
Yeah.
I think he'd have a gentle touch.
yeah.
I don't. Have you seen Satoma's powers? I don't think gentle is what his touch is like.
No, he can he can do the Superman thing. He can interact with the world without breaking
Though it
up.
would be very funny if like during sex he has like the very stern anime face, and then when he's done, it's just that face.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Makes my choice
Max.
all the better then, I think.
Your combination.
Now the question is, does your worst combination even still works? Trying to figure
not
out what
telling.
it even is. So, how much do I make a screw you over answer, and how much do I make a I don't want to do this answer?
It's up to you. It's your power.
It is.
That is a great visual bit of thinking about his whole face just being that.
Oh god,
No.
that is one hell of a little face. So
The fist that is turned against God. The fisting that is turned against God.
Against God. And the Comcast returns.
Yeah.
both. Okay. I have to come up with one direction or the other. Okay, maybe I should not center it too much about Mr. Peanut Butter.
Follow your
Okay.
heart.
Okay.
your penis.
Then I guess I know. I might give you actually an easy out there.
Okay.
But we will see about it. So I gonna no, let me double check. So I gonna marry Mr. Peanut Butter because
Okay.
we know his track record. That will not be a thing forever. That will be like
it will not be a lot. You'll go to that Halloween party, and the seeds will be sown.
Exactly. It's like, nah, I know that usually the idea behind an FMK is that the marry means the one you want to spend the rest of your life with, but sorry, it is a canonical, established character trait of Mr. Peanut Butter that he gets married far too quickly, and then it falls apart, and he moves on to the next partner immediately. So I get to get a good, nice experience of the Hollywood star lifestyle for a little bit, but I already can tell that that would probably be something that gets exhausting super quickly. So I get to enjoy it, have a big fat check mark on the bucket list over everything related about this, and then once Mr. Peanut Butter breaks up with me or divorces, I probably get a good chunk of the money, so I also live comfortable later on. Oh, I didn't even intend this to make this a gold digger answer, but there you go.
God damn it!
But yeah,
It works. It works.
Yeah, I go for the experience with the full knowledge that, this guy will cheat on me, this will fall apart, but I enjoy the riot while I can. Then I gonna sleep with Logan, Wolverine, because, I mean...
Damn it!
Yep. So this man is like... Again, we talked about gentle touches, that Saitama has a soft side. I can see Wolverine, he's this... He must have his soft side, and I am pretty sure that... in the bedroom, you get... He doesn't bring the fangs, he just brings the hard one. So
You are thinking too small. You are thinking too small. The fight in the car with Deadpool and Wolverine is the hottest
basically-
sex scene ever done.
That is also
And
true.
Romantic.
It is the hottest sex scene to film. Deadpool was a lucky fucking bastard. I wish that were me.
The only
That's
thing
my husband.
I definitely agree with you. No critiques on your assessment of the situation. However, I do not have a regeneration factor. So I would have to rely on Wolverine's nicer, softer side during our intercourse. But yeah, that leaves me with killing Saitama because, I mean, he's so unhappy. He really wants to have a good fight, and I guess death is the biggest fight left for him because there are no other enemies that can challenge him. So I'm doing him a favor.
God, another mercy killing. Okay. Wait, so
You still
how
need
the
to
fuck
have...
am I How the fuck am I killing Wolverine?
I don't know, but you better tell us why you are doing it.
Use the
Well, I'm
power of all
gonna
those batteries you've eaten.
First of all, I'm going to marry Saitama. You know, he just seems like a nice guy. This
True.
is the easiest part of my combination. He's just a nice guy, and you know what? I'll make his life better. And with me being in the One Punch universe, and maybe in the meta way, I can make the second season of the anime better by being in it. Not throwing shade. I'm gonna kill Logan. I mean, half the time, depending on the iteration, it seems like he wants to die.
And I mean, also there is this thing of like, you are a person who likes a good challenge, right?
I like a good challenge.
Is there a bigger challenge than trying to kill Wolverine?
That is true. And you know what? Yes. Maybe all the batteries and glass I've eaten is basically my andimendium, or however you pronounce it. That's my regenerative factor. That's my car scene with Logan. And I can just, you know. Also, his body's made out of metal.
I mean,
If I become friends with Magneto,
There you go.
there you go. If you know, you know. But like, so yeah, it'll. I'll kill him with the power of magnets and batteries, apparently.
same thing.
You have to. By law, you have to now.
By the awkward law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We saw in BoJack that when that Mr. Peanut Butter can be a good lay with the fracking episode. So the one question about BoJack is, do they have human anatomy, or is it a
No.
dog dick?
You know the answer. You know the answer. Think about the show. Think about what they do in that show, and you tell me if you think it's human anatomy down there.
Well, awkward.
Ayn Wye and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. It's time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.